Well, I started back in '89 when my brother sent me a bunch of baseball cards. I realized that they were worth a lot of money, so I started buying more and more baseball cards, and finally my wife says, please, you need to get this stuff out of my house. So I just took it upon myself and rented a small store in Edinburgh, and they started me, and I started selling comic books, and then I found out after about 6 to 8 months that you can only service a customer 100% if you only have one product. So I decided to go with the comics and drop the cards. So I've been stuck with the books for the last 31 years.
A little under 32 years ago, we opened the store here in San Marcos. There wasn't really a good full-time hobby shop like this at the time. Our kind of business attracts all age groups, all ethnic groups. People like different things, you know. And so there's not really any set group we cater to.
It's very diversified. I have a lot of students, professional people, teachers, lawyers that are our customers. So it has a variety of range of customers that support the store. And we try to carry as many products and try to carry what some of the customers ask for. And that's one thing I learned in business is listen to your customers. What they want is what you should get.
Basically, we sell comic books, gaming supplies, vintage collectibles, including antique toys. But we've always been a collector's store, carrying a wide variety of items.
We sell a bit of everything from comics, model kits, tabletop games, manga, anime figures, toys. We sell a lot of stuff just to be able to not have to rely on one thing.
We started selling cards, and then when I bought Myth Adventures, it had gaming in it, so I continued with the gaming. And then as the industry progressed, the products related to comic books expanded. So you ended up buying toys, you started buying statues, you started getting all kinds of other products. You have maybe one item, but there are probably 10 or 20 supplements that go with that product nowadays.
The market was already established, but operating. The main thing is we operated a retail store. We're not a flea market. And that's the key thing. We're open 7 days a week, regular hours. We don't close for lunch. So everything is done on a professional level. But at the same time, we give personalized service, back orders.
Well, we're a direct market. We carry a lot more products than what the big stores do. They'll carry the basics, but like I said, we carry all the stuff that goes with the comics. And there are two different markets. There's a direct market and then there's a retail market. And we do get our books usually a week earlier.
The advantage I have is personalized service and also more specialty items. You know, it's kind of like calling a big company and you get a menu of a bunch of options. Well, people don't always want that. They want to hear it from the horse's mouth. They want to hear exactly what they're looking for. And that's where we come in, you know. If a person wants a specific comic book or sports card from a certain bygone era, that's when they come to me.
I would say we have a very good amount of positive response from the community. People coming by every day, whether it's getting a board game, getting some new miniatures for their painting hobbies, reading a comic or a manga. I would say our community has been pretty active. Unfortunately, because of COVID, that's come to a screeching halt, but thankfully with some of the restrictions being lifted, people getting vaccinated, we've been slowly able to bring people back in, of course at a limited capacity.
In our case, what we did was we limited our store hours, kept the front door locked, and had curbside service, but we also expanded our internet store.
Oh, it was devastating. We were shut down for about a month almost and no sales. And I did manage to put some items on eBay. So we did have an internet store for a while, and that helped a lot. Got us through the crunch.
It has affected us. Right now, even now, we're still having issues getting some of our comics either delayed by a day or two, or we're just sometimes unsure when we'll be able to get them. Like, especially recently with the winter storm that occurred here in Texas, comics were delayed by about a week or so.
Yeah, it's pretty much getting back to normal. You know, I think people are starting to feel more comfortable about coming into retail outlets and stores now. Yeah, it's starting to ease up now. Yes.
Well, yes. I mean, a lot of guys are not going to school. A lot of people are home. They're not going out to restaurants. They haven't been going out to nightlife, clubs, and stuff like that. So they have more. The stimulus checks sure help. So I think a lot of them are spending their money here and other places where they wouldn't be otherwise.
There are dollar comics available if people want to get something relatively cheap and be able to just read anything.
There's nothing intimidating about it, really. Just pick a subject you like. If you like action, superhero, if you like westerns, if you just like the old-fashioned Archie comics, but pick what you like. Don't go with a trend.
Go and talk with someone who you know is into comics. Learn a little bit more. That way you can get an idea if it is something that you want to get into. They don't have to buy the entire collection of a series to be able to enjoy it. They can just get a couple of issues every once in a while to be able to get a feel for the character, story, see if it's something they enjoy, something they want to continue eventually. I would say don't be afraid to get into something that you don't know. Don't be afraid to talk about it with people, because that's how interest spreads. That's how we've gone things like the MCU. It's just growing. The more people talk about it, the more people are open, the more it'll grow.
Well, they can come in and ask questions just like you're asking now. I said, what would be a good comic book? Or what would be a good budget buy? What could I like, you know? And that's where we come in, you know. We point out certain books that are less expensive, or, you know, not everybody wants, some people are just readers. Some people are collectors. So everything is based on what you like, what you want. And, you know, if you come in and spend 50 cents or if you come in and spend $50, you're still going to get the same attention in this store 7 days a week.